All right, good evening, everyone. It's currently 6:01. We'll go ahead and start the meeting. Maybe please take roll.
Commissioner Fuentes. Commissioner Kreiner.
Present.
Commissioner Hardy.
Present.
Commissioner Wagner. Commissioner Diaz.
Present.
Commissioner Bray.
Here.
Chair Hardy, or Chair Vang, I mean.
Here. Thank you. We'll now begin the Pledge of Allegiance. Everyone, please stand. Ready? Salute. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America. I will now read the procedures of the meeting. This meeting is being conducted in person and electronically. The public may participate in tonight's meeting by using the Zoom link provided on the Planning Commission agenda. Please note that all virtual participants will be on mute until they are called upon by the chair, at which point they will be unmuted. If you're a member of the public and would like to comment on an item, please use the raise hand function on Zoom. To avoid any confusion, please wait for the item you desire to comment on to be called by the chair before electronically raising your hand. For each matter considered by the commission, there will first be a staff presentation, followed by a presentation from the project applicant. Testimony from supporters of the project will then be taken, followed by testimony from those in opposition. The applicant will have the right to a final rebuttal presentation prior to closing the public hearing. In accordance with Section 13 of Article 2 of the Planning Commission Rules and Regulations governing length of public debate, all public testimony from those in support and in opposition of the project will be limited to 3 minutes per person. The 3 lights on the podium next to the microphone will indicate the amount of time remaining for the speaker. The green light will be turned on when the speaker begins. The yellow light will come on with a soft bell ring when 1 minute is remaining. The speaker should be completing the testimony by the time the red light comes on with the signal bell indicating time has expired. All in-person public testimony must be presented to the commission at the podium. Any testimony that references race, religion, ethnicity, economic status, national origin, or any other classification protected under state or federal law in a derogatory manner shall be deemed irrelevant and will not be considered by the commission in making its land use determinations. If you challenge these land use matters in court, you may be limited to raising only those issues you or someone else raised in oral or written testimony or before the close of the hearing. Next, we have the agenda approval. Do we have any changes to the agenda?
Good evening, Chair Vang, members of the Planning Commission. I'm Israel Trey with the Planning and Development Department. There are no changes to the agenda. Thank you.
All right, thank you. Do any commissioners have changes to the agenda? I see none.
Yeah, I'll make a motion to approve, but I need to recuse off the Belmont and Blackstone.
The Belmont on Blackstone? Okay. Let's please make a note of that Commissioner Hardy is going to recuse himself from the Belmont and Blackstone. So we have a motion by Commissioner Hardy. Do we have a second?
Second.
We have a second. So please take vote.
Commissioner Kreiner.
Yes.
Vice Chair Hardy.
Yes.
Commissioner Diaz.
Yes.
Commissioner Bray.
Yes.
Chair Vang.
Yes. Motion passes. So next, we have the consent calendar. Do we have any comments from the public in regards to the consent calendar? I see none. Do we have a motion by the commissioners to approve the consent calendar?
So moved.
We have a motion. Do we have a second?
Second.
We have a second. Please take vote.
Commissioner Kreiner.
Yes.
Commissioner Hardy. Commissioner Hardy, you're on mute.
Yes. Sorry, my internet.
Commissioner Diaz.
Yes.
Commissioner Bray.
Yes.
Chair Vang.
Yes. Motion passes. Do we have any reports by the commissioners? I see none.
Chair, I just wanted to let you know that Commissioner Wagner has officially joined.
Okay. Let's please make a note that Commissioner Wagner is in attendance. Next, we're going to go into new matters. Before we start, we're going to have Commissioner Hardy. He is recusing himself on this item. Perfect.
He
So
has
under-
left the room.
Thank you very much. Under new matters, we have ID 221605. This is for the consideration of an appeal file regarding cannabis conditional use permit application number P2201492. Let's go ahead and have staff present.
Okay, thank you. Good evening, Chair and Commissioners. My name is Rob Holt with the Planning and Development Department. And tonight, staff brings forth the appeal of conditional use permit P22-01492 and the related environmental finding. Before discussing the cannabis retail proposal, staff would like to briefly walk through the city's cannabis business permit CCB, the commercial cannabis business permit process. And also, I believe Jennifer Ruiz with the Office of Cannabis Oversight should be available after this presentation for any questions regarding this specific process, although that is not what is in question today. With that said, the CCB is run through the Office of Cannabis Oversight with the City Manager's Office. There are 4 phases as part of this preliminary process prior to the CUP. Phase 1 would be the determination of eligibility, where the Office of Cannabis Oversight would review all applications submitted to make sure that they were completed, which would include different components such as a business plan, security plan, social policy plan, and the like. And then as well as other factors such as demographics of the business, background checks, and the like. From there, a criteria evaluation through phase 2, and initial ranking is done through a established scoring procedure, which from those scores would then be ranked from each business that was submitted. And once that was done, there were interviews done with the top 5 ranked businesses through each council district. And from there, after the interviews, there was a second ranking given that combined from phase 2 and phase 3's interviews. For those final scores, thus would be reviewed by the city manager, making a final determination for final factors such as required location restrictions from each business to ensure that they meet the minimum 800-foot separation distance, and other minimal factors. And from there, those were giving the top 3 per district were given the preliminary approval through the commercial cannabis business permit. Once given, it went through an appeals process with council for each council member, and that was a 15-day appeal process for the council member to appeal that and discuss. Once you go through the appeal process or have made it through it, you then end up at the conditional use permit process, which is what we're here to discuss today. The subject property is located on the southeast corner of East Belmont and North Blackstone Avenues. The immediate general vicinity of this subject property includes various commercial uses, and just outside of those commercial uses are single-family residential homes. The cannabis retail business proposal would be in an approximately 4,645 square foot existing commercial building. The hours of operation are proposed between 8 a.m. and 10 p.m., 7 days per week, and those hours and days are fall within line with the FMC code requiring certain hours of operation to run, minimums and maximums. It falls in line with those hours of operation, so it is consistent with our ordinance, our cannabis ordinance. The proposal from the applicant would include 24-hour on-site management with video surveillance for security, noise control, lighting, odor control, litter, and no access for minors, as well as a 24-hour-a-day on-site armed security guard, and as well as an odor technology plan to ensure no odors are released outside of the business and they stay clear throughout inside the business as well. The neighborhood responsibility plan is required from the municipal code on cannabis businesses, and it's required to show that the business and its operating characteristics are not detrimental to the public health, safety, convenience, or welfare of persons residing, working, visiting, or recreating in the surrounding neighborhood, and will not result in the creation of a nuisance. Within that neighborhood responsibility plan, the business plans to partner with surrounding businesses to help provide meals for business staff, their business staff, as well as discounts for other surrounding businesses, with those surrounding businesses providing discounts to them. They also identify a complaint management plan that will increase response time to concerns of noise, light, odors, and excess traffic. It also includes a community relations plan, which has a schedule of discussions with the community members and media outlets and raising awareness of their business. And they'll also include outreach to City Council, the Planning Department, the Police Department, and the applicable school district. After the cannabis license is obtained from the applicant, they would plan to conduct letter campaigns to all businesses and residences within 1,000 feet, door-to-door canvassing to meet nearby businesses and neighbors, host a community outreach public meeting, conduct 2 community surveys annually, provide monthly newsletters, and implement a youth education and use prevention plan. Prior to the appeal, there were noticing requirements as part of the CUP process. That included a neighborhood notice, which was mailed to all property owners within 1,000 feet of the subject property, and that was mailed on August 23rd of this year, with the comment period ending September 1st of this year. And that comment period is just for comments, not for an actual appeal request. But they can request the notice of action of when this is officially approved from our department, which one was received. That notice of action was posted on September 20th, 2022, same date as approval, and it ended on October 5th, 2022. And we received that appeal letter on October 4th within the timelines of the appeal period from the notice of action. The appeal letter identified the reasonings as the preliminary approval of the cannabis retail business, as I had explained during the CCB process earlier, was approved at the time that this subject property was within Council District 7 prior to the redistricting that occurred later that year of 2021, and public input from Council District 3 residents were not considered when preliminary approval was given from the CCB. Now, as it had reached during the CCB process, notification was provided to each council member, again with that 15 calendar day process to appeal. At that time, subject property was not was located in Council District 7, and the council member did not request an appeal. Thus, when we got to the CUP process, redistricting had already been completed prior to them applying for the CUP. Thus, when they applied for the CUP, they were then located within Council District 3, which would be a new boundary for them since the CCB process. And from then, we went through all property owners during the time of it being in Council District 3 were notified, as I had said, as well as we went to the Council District 3 Project Review Committee that recommended approval 2 votes to 1. Based on tonight's presentation from staff and the information provided in the staff report, it is staff's recommendation to uphold the director's decision to approve the CUP and deny the appeal. With that, that concludes my presentation. I'd be happy to answer any questions you may have.
Thank you. Do you have any questions from the commission? I see none. Thank you. Let's please have the applicant.
Good evening. My name is Jeff Shepard, and I'm the local owner of Haven Number 1 LLC, with a proposed location at 1704 East Belmont Avenue, now in District 3. I have been a Fresno resident for 44 years and have raised my family in this community. We're here today as a result of the CUP appeal filed by District 3 Council Member Miguel Arias. The reason for Council Member Arias' appeal was to give the community members in District 3 the opportunity to comment on this project, as a project originated in District 7, the district line, before the district line redraw. We did want to clarify that all members of the community, regardless of the district in which they reside, have had the opportunity to comment on all cannabis projects multiple times. The public had an opportunity to first comment when the ordinances were being drafted. A second opportunity was provided when the city notified each neighborhood of an application pending in that specific area. A third opportunity was provided when Haven presented in July of 2022 before the Project Review Committee. A fourth opportunity was provided when the notification of CUP application was published on the city's website. And a fifth opportunity was provided at the time of notifying the community that our CUP was granted. Throughout all of the above-mentioned opportunities, only one community member voiced any concern in April of 2021. Aside from opportunities relating specifically to the cannabis program, members of the community had opportunities to comment on proposed businesses moving districts during the district redrawing process. No opposition to Haven's project was voiced at that time either. In our experience, as well as evidenced by more than 85 public signatures and over 400 emails to the Planning Commission to support our project, Haven has been and is widely supported by the community. And with that, I'd like to introduce Johnny Hernandez.
Thank you, Jeff. Hello, my name is Johnny Hernandez, and I'm the head of Retail, Strategic Growth, and Community Relations for Haven. I'm a seasoned senior executive and have focused my career mainly on employee development, organizational design, retail execution, and implementing change. I spent 28 years with Best Buy in a number of retail executive positions before founding Living with Purpose, a consulting company which led me to meet Michael Simonian, our CEO, and Mark Simonian, our COO. Next slide, please. Let's go. Right here? Thank you. Thank you, Rob. So I'd like you to meet our owners. So allow me to share a little bit more. Haven 1 LLC is owned by local resident Jeff Shepard, who you just met, and Michael Simonian. Michael has been in the industry for over 9 years and is a cannabis industry professional who's owned and operated multiple cannabis businesses over that period. He's very, very well known in all the cities where Haven currently operates 7 of its retail locations. He's well respected by the vendor community, quite frankly, amongst all the businesses across California because of his tenure in the business. And he's well known within the cities and the communities we serve. As a matter of fact, in some cases, I use Long Beach, California as an example. We actually work with the city a lot of times when they have questions or clarifications on various types of operational aspects of the business. So he's very well known, and again, I'm embellishing here a little bit because I've had the opportunity to work with Mike for some time. And lastly, what I would share with him is from a community standpoint, in every market we serve, he's very well known. If I were to give an example, last November alone, Mike led fundraising campaign to raise over $40,000 to help the homeless and feed the underserved in the Long Beach area. Mark?
Hi, I'm Mark Simonian. I'm Haven's COO. I hold a BS and an MS in electrical engineering from UC Davis, and after 7 years at Intel, I joined Showgrow as their Chief Technology Officer. Today, I oversee 200 employees and the operations of all of our Haven locations. I am extremely involved with the day-to-day operations at each and every one of our locations. Most notably, under my leadership, Haven has achieved 100% fully compliant, citation-free retail operations to date. As a result of our hands-on approach, to our retail stores and our dedication to adhering to local and state regulations. We will bring the same level of dedication and trust to the Fresno community. Let me tell you a little bit more about Haven and why we are so proud to bring Haven to Fresno. Haven specializes in cannabis retail, and the brand currently operates 6 retail locations in California, with 8 new stores opening in 2022 and 2023. Haven sets itself apart from other applicants as our ownership team plays a very pivotal role in the day-to-day operations of each and every one of our businesses. We see ourselves as part of the community and strive to be regarded as a resource for holistic health and opportunity. Let's go over our plans for our proposed location. Our standalone building is zoned in the Corridor Center Mixed Use District 3, which was formerly District 7. Shown here is the building as it currently stands. I think we can all agree that modifying this building will absolutely brighten this corner of the neighborhood. Our plans of improvement include demolishing interior walls per plan, adding new non-bearing walls per plan, upgrading the exterior, significantly improving the exterior concrete surfacing as well as the facade of the building, building a new 3-bin trash enclosure. We also plan to use the existing monument sign, light poles, and freshen up the site landscaping while retaining all existing trees, pruning existing palms, and removing all existing shrubs. We also plan to incorporate a new secured recycling, refuse, and organics enclosure I had mentioned. A true highlight of this property is the large parking lot. The property provides a total of 25 parking spaces, of which only 19 are required. Our proposed cannabis retail business conforms with the general plan and the downtown neighborhood's community plan. We have quite extensive plans for the interior of the building as well. All Haven locations mirror one another in what we use in high-quality custom millwork built by Golden Casework out of Colton, California. Utilizing materials like these gives our stores a very high-end boutique-like feel. We feel that the interior built in this way will brighten the neighborhood and encourage other high-end businesses to consider locating in this part of District 3. We have shared with our plans for the building. Now let's discuss our plans for integrating into the neighborhood. We believe that the single best way to minimize the number of complaints received is typically to implement procedures in place where complaints might typically arise, like noise, light, odor, and traffic. To proactively manage complaints, Haven will appoint a community liaison. Normally, that is our local owner, Jeff Shepard, and will serve as the temporary liaison until a GM has been hired and trained to take care of those responsibilities. Any complaint received by any means is responded to within 24 hours of receipt. Through our community relations plan, which we have already begun to implement, an open line of communication is built with our neighbors, and our plan includes an initial letter campaign sent to each neighboring household and business several weeks prior to opening, pre-notice open houses, of which we have already had one of them, a monthly newsletter and community surveys, B2B partnerships, and a citizens panel where members of the community are provided the opportunity to help guide Haven in its community giving. And we also support Haven, the local community nonprofits, and their events and other local events. We feel that it is important to note at this time, only one complaint has been raised by any member of the community, and this was in April of 2021. We were provided that complaint only after a public records request, and we've still not been given any personal information related to that person, so we can personally reach out to them and try and address any of their concerns that they might have. For the past several months, we have been actively engaging our neighbors and have been providing 24/7 security for the premises. We've been very thankful for the outpouring of support from neighboring businesses and residents, some of whom are in the audience today, many of whom weren't able to come today and sent in emails in support. And we will continue to keep our neighbors informed of our progress, and we'll communicate openly as we move forward in this process. Thank you.
I'd like to talk a little bit about our safety plan. So part of our neighborhood integration includes providing a business that operates safely for both employees as well as our neighbors. Our safety plan was prepared by a professional fire prevention and suppression consultant, Robert Rowe of PyroCop. Our plan takes into consideration safety features specific to the building, accident and incident reporting procedures, fire safety and evacuation plans, location of all fire extinguishers and fire suppression equipment, employee training and response procedures. Our accident and incident reporting includes immediate accident and incident reporting to the manager on duty, which is transmitted to the general manager and recorded properly. and immediate reporting of fires, medical emergencies to Fresno PD, Fresno Fire Department, or 911. We have comprehensive employee safety training that covers fire and medical emergencies and response plans, emergency alarm signals, review of evacuation routes, fire extinguisher use, and basic firefighting policies. OSHA workplace safety standards, and immediate accident and incident reporting. We conduct emergency evacuation drills no less than 1 time per year, which are reported to the Fresno Fire Code official. I'm happy to report that in the 7 retail locations that we have across Southern California, we have never had to report any incidents whatsoever with regards to police, fire, or anything of that nature. Regarding our security plan, our written security plan was prepared by professional security consultant Terry Blevins of Armaplex, a qualified physical security expert with over 30 years of law enforcement and private industry experience. This plan works and is the same plan we use in all 7 of our currently operating locations. The comprehensive plan, it covers hardened secured vault doors, ingress and egress badge access on every door, inventory control and product security, cash handling and transportation, security personnel and guard services, video camera surveillance system, intrusion detection and alarm system, and extensive employee training protocols. Our alarm system will be monitored and maintained by Matson Alarm, a local licensed security monitoring company. If I were to give an example, we're in the process right now of getting ready to open our new location in Porterville. Matter of fact, our employees started training today. That's a much smaller location, and the investment we made just in security equipment alone was well over $150,000. Cash handling. Haven minimizes the amount of cash we accept and keep on site. The staff is trained to handle cash and then handle it with discretion. The counting of cash is handled only in a limited access manager's office. Additionally, POS stations, cash registers, the cash safe and location of cash counting will be under video surveillance at all time with sufficient clarity to determine identity. All cash collected is placed in the safe and/or removed from the location via armored card regularly. Odor control. There's 2 primary sources of odor control in cannabis. Specifically in our retail stores, it's flower samples and cannabis waste receptacles. Our odor-absorbing ventilation and exhaust system has been certified by a professional engineer. Getting technical for just a moment, it includes multiple charcoal-filled carbon filters to scrub and absorb any odor molecules from the air. Through our HVAC system, we create negative air pressure between the retail store's interior and exterior so that odors generated in the premises are not detectable outside. We also have solid and proven methods in place to handle waste management. Specifically, all cannabis waste will be rendered unusable and unrecognizable on-site by trained staff who will remove the cannabis from its packaging and mix it thoroughly with coffee grounds before depositing it in the waste in a sealed and locked receptacle provided by GEICA, our waste management provider. The locked waste receptacles are stored in a secured limited access area which requires proper authorization to enter. Haven is a true community partner, and as the city is providing with us for an opportunity to grow, we're willing to provide services to the local community to allow for others to prosper as well. From local hiring, to funding community programming, to providing new businesses, owner training courses, Haven is here to support Fresno's community in the cannabis program. And what I would lastly share is Haven has 5 pillars that we hold true in everything we do, and it's also the filter in which we push all our decision-making through, and one of those 5 is friend of the community. So we take these proceedings seriously, and we just want you to know that we look forward to being an asset to the community of Fresno and District 3. Thank you.
Thank you very much. I have a question. You guys mentioned that you guys did hold an open house. How was the feedback from the community?
It was all positive.
Oh.
Yeah, there was no negative whatsoever.
What was the turnout? Was it pretty decent? How many people
It
actually
was
showed up?
small. It wasn't a big turnout. Literally, the only people that showed up, it was, I think it was, it was a handful of business owners and a few local residents, and it was all in support at the time.
Thank you. Do we have any questions from the commission?
I do. I have a question. You mentioned that you will be hiring local. What percentage would be local?
100%. Our general manager, all of our assistant managers, and all of our employees are hired locally.
How many
You also-
employees? Oh, my apologies, go ahead.
Sorry. You also mentioned that you have created some partnerships in Fresno. Can you name some of them?
I'm sorry, I didn't.
Partnerships.
Partnerships?
Yes.
Jeff, do you want to speak to some of that, some of our local partnerships?
We did mention, like, Matson Alarms, who's going to be doing our monitoring for us. We talked with Haven
Haven
across the street
Locksmith.
for us. They're going to be supplying probably our safes and many of our security cameras and access control systems as well. So we try to reach out to, whoever is really local to us to help boost up the local community, and that includes, sign printers and all that kind of other items that we generally use on, a daily and monthly basis.
To give you an example, what we will do is we have to have local support so things like IT support, things as simple as pressure washing, window washing, we need to have folks that can come in, call it quote-unquote handyman, that can come in and provide us support. I know I mentioned IT, landscaping, so we'll have someone locally handling all of our landscaping, irrigation systems, and then as well, those local subs that we hire, electricians, plumbers, HVAC, all of those will come from, the intent is to come from the Fresno area, because it's much nicer when you have a hair on fire emergency to have someone locally to make it over to the shops that much quicker to provide that level of support when we need it.
And we're already using a local security company as well to provide 24/7 security on site.
Will some of your profits, if not all, would it be invested back in this community?
Absolutely. Absolutely. Actually, we invest a significant amount. I need to go back and take a look at what the amount that we've already committed to. But even beyond what, every cannabis company commits to earn their license, I kind of go back to the reference that I made about Michael earlier. Part of giving back, it's just in our DNA. So whether it's through fundraising, whether it's through donations, I'll give you a specific example. We haven't opened our Porterville location yet, and tomorrow I have a meeting with the Central California Family Crisis Center. Their focus is on, as I'm sure you're aware, the homeless, human trafficking, and domestic abuse. And we've already started locking into partnerships to how do we best support them, whether it's through cash outlays, whether it's through fundraising, whether it's through volunteers. And that would be the other thing I would share. We have a culture of giving back. And part of our hiring, we recently did a job fair. We had over 500 applicants apply for our single store. One of those criteria to become a Haven employee is you must be willing and excited and passionate about giving back to the community and giving volunteer hours. And we pay our employees to volunteer within the local community.
Thank you.
Of course.
Thank you. Any other questions from the commission? I see none. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
So we'll now go ahead and we'll go out to the public. Are there any members of the public who will wish to comment in favor of this project? If you do want to speak, please approach the podium, state your name, address, and you have 3 minutes. We have a lot of people here. I would expect one person.
I do have some online,
Okay.
Chair.
Let's go ahead and have the individual online. Please state your name. You have 3 minutes.
The first one?
Hi, can you all hear me?
Yes.
Yes.
My name is Courtney Carone, and I'm a former resident of the city of Fresno, a former Miss Fresno County, and I'm now one of the owners of the Artistry dispensary that's open and operating in Fresno. I've had the pleasure for 3 years of working with the Haven team on all of their cannabis dispensary projects as they open in each new city. One of the really great aspects about Haven that I'm most proud is the way that they give back to the community. And during the time that we were writing and drafting their application and preparing to file in the city of Fresno, Haven really wanted to make a difference as COVID was in full swing. And as a team, we discussed one of the ways that we could really impact students in the area, and that was through providing headsets to Fresno Unified, specifically at Roosevelt High School, where they were in short supply for students to study at home. And one of the needs that was presented to us was around $2,000. And even though Haven hadn't even been offered a license yet in the city. They stepped up and said, absolutely, where can we write the check? And $2,000 was immediately sent to Fresno Unified to cover the cost of those headsets for the students at Roosevelt. This is the type of company that Haven is, and this is the type of company that they will continue to be as they branch out into the Fresno location. Even though I am operating a competing dispensary, if I had to choose another cannabis company to be competing with us in Fresno and operating in Fresno, it would be no other than Haven. So I really do hope that this project is pushed through tonight, and just really want to impart that there have been plenty of opportunities for the community to speak out on this project, regardless of whether or not it was in District 3 or District 7. And I think that this is just one more possible way to slow down this process. And I really think that it's doing a disservice to the community, as Haven is such a well-run, compliant operator, that it would be doing the city a disservice by not allowing them to move forward. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Ms. Do we have any other individuals on Zoom?
Yes.
Please state your name, address, and you have 3 minutes.
Joshua?
Hi, my name is Joshua Timms. I'm the Vice President with Haven. First of all, I'd really like to thank you guys for your time and let you know how excited we are to come to the community of Fresno, working hand in hand with Mike, Johnny, and Mark in some of these community events, and being an active member and participating in the needs of our community is a value that's important to us. So for that opportunity, we are definitely grateful, and we look forward to not only being a partner in this project, but really being a beacon and somebody to look to, when it comes to cannabis and safe access in Fresno. So thank you so much for considering us, and I really look forward to working closely with the community, and have a great evening.
Thank you. Do we have any other individuals on Zoom?
Lots of them.
Yes, hello, can you hear me?
Yes.
Good evening, members of the Planning Commission and staff. My name is Mike Kucha. I'm a member of the leadership team here with Haven. Speaking to express my full support for our conditional use permit, and graciously ask that you allow us to move forward with the development of our property and ultimately our integration into the communities. We're super excited to be a part of Fresno. As a member of Haven, I've actually had the opportunity to witness firsthand what our organization does to uplift the communities that we operate in, and 100% confident that the same will be done for our dispensary in Fresno. Since our inception, actually, Haven's donated over $350,000 to local nonprofit and community partners. Johnny mentioned it earlier, but giving really is in Haven's DNA, and our presence in Fresno will be no different. In fact, Courtney mentioned it as well. Even before opening our doors, we've already donated to Fresno Unified, and we're committed to working with them and any other local organizations that we operate next to in Fresno. As owners and operators of 7 licenses across California, we know what it takes to be a great resource to our customers and a fantastic partner to the city staff and elected officials of the cities that we operate in. Haven takes great pride in saying that over the lifetime of our business, we've never received a single compliance violation or neighborhood complaint. We always keep open lines of communication with our neighbors and really look forward to building strong roots within Fresno. It is important to note that we have done extensive public outreach in and around the area of our property, including open houses and door-to-door canvassing, and really received zero pushback from our neighbors. In fact, quite the opposite. We've talked to a lot of people that are really excited about having us in that specific part of Fresno. Residents of Fresno are excited to have us. We're chomping at the bit to get going and be a positive member of the community. I personally am very proud to call Haven a home, and I'm certain that the people of Fresno that we will soon employ and also serve will quickly feel the same. So asking that you please approve our conditional use permit. We're ready and willing to get going in Fresno and be a solid member of the community. Thank you guys so much for your time. Really looking forward to working with you all in the very near future.
Thank you. Let's go ahead and move on to the next individual on Zoom.
Yes, hello. Thank you for your time. My name is Shane Darvish. I'm Vice President of the Real Estate Acquisition Team of Haven Group. I'm speaking in support of Haven obtaining its conditional use permit and being able to successfully open its doors for business soon. With your blessing, Haven takes pride and focuses on being positive force in the local communities. Haven is also proud to be a boast of a perfect compliance record with the state and city regulation amongst its 7 retail storefront businesses that are currently open to the public. Haven is also proud to provide its employees with some of the most competitive and generous benefits in the industry, including healthcare, vision, dental insurance, as well as a 401k retirement plan. Haven's mission remains the same: to create a safe space, welcoming all, and to become an essential part of the Fresno community. Thank you for your time.
Thank you very much. Any other individuals on Zoom? Joe, go ahead.
Hello,
You have
Mayor.
3 minutes.
Members of the Planning Commission, my name is Joe Velasquez, and I'm a proud member of Haven. I've been with Haven for almost 4 years now, and responsible for our business development, more specifically our license acquisitions. I fully support Haven's conditional use permit, as we've diligently worked with the Planning and Development Department since last year, at the very minimum since last year, when we received our preliminary approval from the city. Haven's 100% compliant citation-free cannabis retailer that will definitely add value to District 3 and the surrounding communities. Haven owns and operates 7 retail stores in the Southern California area and is expanding throughout the state. We also have 8 projects in their respective development phases. In fact, the nearest location soon to open is Porterville. One of the many reasons why I love working for Haven is they not only provide me with the tools to succeed professionally, but as a single full-time father to a 5-year-old, the flexibility and compassion from the ownership team allow me to be the father my son deserves. I don't think I'd get that from any other company, and I'm grateful and thankful to call Haven my home. I'm sure Haven will prove to be an asset to Fresno by providing competitive pay, employment, volunteer opportunities, and generating much needed tax revenue. Please deny the appeal and uphold the action of the Planning and Development Department Director and the approval of the CP so that we can continue moving closer to opening our doors. Thank you for your time, and please support Haven.
Thank you.
Greg, can you hear us?
Yes. Good evening. My name is Greg Nachum, and I'm part of the Haven team. I'm here tonight to support Haven and their endeavor in the city of Fresno. Haven's team includes truly professional and skilled cannabis business operators. Each Haven store, and there are 7 of them, is run compliantly and safely within the community. Haven focuses on strict security measures, total compliance with all local and state regulations, as well as prohibiting cannabis use among youth. All Haven stores have licensed security on the premises and internal and external video cameras. Haven stores contain beautiful architecture, are well lit, and are run by the friendliest and most knowledgeable staff in the business. Haven prides itself on offering all of its employees hired 100% from the local community with competitive pay, full benefits, and opportunities for career growth. Whenever possible, Haven tries to promote its management team from within the company. Haven has a history of partnering with local businesses and charities and is eager to continue to do so within the Fresno community. Past Haven events have included food drives, toy drives, and partnering with local law enforcement and fire departments. I'm positive that Haven will bring a tremendous value and benefit to the community of Fresno. I strongly urge the Planning Commission to approve Haven's conditional use permit. Thank you all for your time this evening.
Thank you.
Last one.
Can you guys hear me?
Yes.
Sir.
Oh, awesome. Good afternoon, Council. My name is Francisco Salazar. I am the Director of Marketing and Promotions for Haven. I am the individual that has worked hand in hand with many of the individuals on the phone today. On my free time, I'm a community activist, and the major reason why I came to work for Haven was their involvement in the community. Over the last year of my employment, Haven has been hyper-focused in building community in all the communities that we serve. That notion isn't, we say that because it's something that we live on a daily basis. We have strategic partnerships with individuals within all the communities that we serve, and it's more of a family than anything else. Definitely here in support of Haven, and I do appreciate your guys' time. Thank you so much, and have a wonderful evening.
Thank you. All right, do we have any individuals within the chambers that would like to speak in favor? Go ahead. Please approach the podium, state your name, address, and you have 3 minutes.
Hi, my name is Ken Pavia, and I'm actually a VP of Real Estate Acquisition for Haven. But I'd like to talk about something outside my box, and that's something that we've been discussing over and over, and that's our community benefits program. I've seen a number of these council-type meetings where entities will come in and promise what they'll do in the event that they get a license and what they'll do for the community. I can speak to what Haven's currently doing, what they're actually doing in communities they're not even in yet. As a resident of Huntington Beach, Haven's donated over $100,000 to a youth wrestling training facility that wouldn't exist but for Haven's donations. In theory, it takes kids off the streets, gets them when they come out of school at 3 o'clock, and there's various classes all day long to teach kids, instill discipline, structure, give them positive mentors, and build better kids in general. So they're, instead of skateboarding around and coloring their hair and getting into trouble, they've created an environment for kids to have a better path to success. I see that, and this is a city that Haven's not even in yet. They hope to someday be in there, but it's something that meant something to them, a cause that was near and dear to a couple of the partners, and they took the initiative to actually do that. Time and time again, we all get involved, whether it's passing out turkeys on Thanksgiving or toy drives at Christmas. It's something that we all kind of rally behind. It's sort of a rallying call for all of us to get behind the communities and really actively get involved. So I just want to bring that to light. Thanks.
Thank you. Okay, please state your name, address, and you have 3 minutes.
Hello, my name is Yaqub Mohammed.
Hi, my name is Ayad Mohammed.
We are the owners of the next door gas station business next to Haven. And as a business owner, I know that Haven will be a great boost for foot traffic in this part of Fresno community. It will bring more employment opportunities and beautify the area as well. This business is directly next door to my gas station, and it has honestly been something me and my partner have been excited about to join our community. I hope to see this business join the community, and as their neighbor, I will welcome them with open arms. Thank you.
Hello, my name is Ayad Mohammed, and I've been in Belmont corner for about 5 years now. This business, as soon as I showed up with 24/7 security, they made a big difference. I mean, before they showed up, after the restaurant closed down, it would be a lot of homeless outside sleeping all day, all night. We called and nobody comes. But since the security came over 24/7, it's being clean and organized, and no trash, no mess. So that's what we plan for Abbey and Belmont. We're trying to clean that area up, and we try to keep our stores also clean and everything. So hopefully this business coming through, it will make a big difference. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, sir. Do we have any other individuals who would like to speak in support?
Hello, my name is Richard Jasminski. I am the landlord there. One thing they didn't talk about is me and Mike actually canvassed the area for 2 days. We didn't have any opposition, but we did get a lot of support, and the people that showed up. And yeah, I do hope you guys uphold your decision for this. Thank you.
Thank you.
Hi, my name is Lisa Gutierrez, and I'm the current district manager for Haven. I'm a little nervous. I don't usually do this, so I brought some support with me. This is Brittany Cervero. She is our district inventory manager, and I have with me
Jenny Venegas. I'm actually the district sales manager for Haven.
And we want to just speak to you guys from an employee perspective. I personally, we all personally were fortunate enough to help build Haven from conception. So we sat there with them and helped build the mission and values and helped build this story. It really is a company that we believe in, and I hope that you guys take notice to our employees that did show up today to support us, as well as the employees that have emailed you in support of us. We want to build a future and continue to grow this thing that we thought was a dream that is just now, because of being accepted in communities like this, becoming a reality. We've worked really hard on our processes and our procedures. We have 100% compliance. We've had no issues. Security is amazing at our locations. We've never had a break-in. We've never had a robbery. We've never had a smash and grab. Our communities love us because people like us go out and hand out turkeys and backpacks and all of these, great things that I think other places say they do, but we actually do. So we're here in support of approving us. All right, thank you.
Thank you.
All right, thank you very much. Do we have any other individuals? And again, this is for in support of the project. Please state your name, address, and you have 3 minutes, miss.
Yeah, Maria Avonce. I own Unique Barbershop at 450 North Blackstone in Fresno. And I am 2 doors away from the Havens that wants to open up there in the corner. I see a lot of potential there because the building there now is kind of abandoned, and you get break-ins in there, a fire just a couple of months ago. A lot of street people that try to get into the building to live there. I've seen it happen. And I think it will be a good opportunity for them because the building will be new and bring more customers to the area and more taxes to the city. And I think it's a great opportunity for them. Thank you.
Thank you, miss. All right, do we have any other individuals who would like to speak in support? All right, I'm going to go ahead and close the comment section for those in support. I'll now open this to the public who would like to speak in opposition. Anyone in the chambers who would like to speak in opposition, please state your name, address. You have 3 minutes. Janice, do we have any individuals on Zoom that would like to speak in opposition?
No hands at this time.
I see none in the chambers. We'll go ahead and close public comment. Bring it back to the commission. We have any final questions, any statements, any motion? I'll go ahead and make a statement. I do look forward to seeing Haven's commitment to the community. I think it's, we heard a lot of big goals tonight too, so I'm hoping that, the next couple of years, we start seeing the imprint and seeing the impact that Haven is making and contributing to the local community too. With that being said, I'll go ahead and, Jennifer, do you want to make a?
I just wanted to let you know that Commissioner Wagner also recused herself and stepped off of the Zoom. So it's just the 4 on the dais today.
Okay, gotcha. All right, so do we have any motions by the commission or any further comments? I'll go ahead and make a motion to go ahead and approve staff's recommendations.
I'll second.
We have a second. Let's go ahead and please take vote.
Commissioner Kreiner?
Yes.
Commissioner Diaz?
Yes.
Commissioner Bray?
Yes.
Chair Vang?
Yes. Motion passes. All right, we'll go ahead and next, do we have any reports by the secretary?
I do not have a new report. I will let you know that at our next meeting, we'll have the calendar to approve for next year. It is very important that you review it and make sure that you can attend the meetings and get them on your calendar as soon as possible. There are attendance requirements for members of the Planning Commission.
Right.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Director, they approved the 2023 calendar on October
sorry.
19th meeting.
We just approved, thank you, sorry. We approved that at the last meeting. Thank you, Janice. So just make sure you get those on your calendar. Thank you.
Thank you. It's currently 6:56. We'll go ahead and adjourn the meeting. Thank you, everyone. Have a good evening.